Welcome back to Finance Friday. It's another special edition of Money Girl where I answer your burning money questions. Today's topic comes from a comment from Deborah E. and a question from Justin. So we'll start with Deborah, who says, I'm reaching out to thank you for your book, Money Smart Solopreneur. I've been more reluctant than I need to be about leaning into freelance work. Your words have been an encouragement and leave me with no excuses. I'm looking forward to what's ahead. And Justin says, I'm starting to earn enough from my consulting side business to consider quitting my day job. If I leap into being self-employed full-time, how can I get an affordable benefits package similar to my employer's current offer? Thanks for your kind words and being a book reader, Deborah. You summed up the reason I wrote Money Smart Solopreneur. I think many people feel intimidated or overwhelmed by the idea of creating business income. So my goal for the book was to explain that becoming an entrepreneur doesn't have to be complicated, nor do you need to invest a lot of money or time to get started. So I wish you all the best in your freelance venture. And Justin, I really appreciate your question about going from employee to self-employed. While the traditional benefits you get at work are a nice perk, replacing them may be easier and less expensive than you think. Whether your business is still just a dream or already providing you a good income, this podcast will review how to create your own affordable benefits package when you become your own boss. Welcome back, everyone, and thanks for joining me on episode 861. I'm Laura Adams, an award-winning author, finance spokesperson, money speaker, founder of the Money Stack newsletter, and host of the Money Girl podcast with 43 million downloads. If you're getting value from the free content we love creating, consider submitting a 5-star rating or a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. And if you have a question you'd like me to cover, you can leave it on our voicemail at 302-364-0308. And of course, you can also send me an email and sign up for the free Money Stack newsletter at lauradadams.com. Whether you're a solopreneur with no employees or you run a small business with staff, you need the following 4 benefits to protect your finances. And the first one we'll cover is health insurance. If you do what Justin is considering and leap from a corporate job with benefits to working for yourself full-time, health insurance is definitely the first benefit you will need to replace. Yes, it will likely be the most expensive one, but I'm going to give you some great tips to cut the cost. Remember that an employer's group policy costs less than an individual policy. Plus, your employer may subsidize some of your premiums as a perk. So consider the following options when you become your own boss. The first is to join a parent's plan. This is only an option if you're young. If you're under 26, you can join a parent's plan if they'll have you. Otherwise, you're going to need to research other options. And once you turn 26, you're going to need to research other options. You might join a partner's plan if you have a spouse or a domestic partner with access to a group health plan at their job. One option is to join their policy. Another option is to purchase a COBRA plan. COBRA is not a snake. It stands for the Consolidated Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act. And basically, if you leave a group health plan, it's a law that typically makes you eligible for coverage. It's a federal law that allows you to continue the coverage that you've been getting for up to 18 months in most cases after you're no longer employed. You can opt to receive the same health, dental, and vision insurance as when you were employed. But the problem with COBRA is that it can be much more expensive than what you were paying as an employee, and it's temporary. Other options I'm going to cover here will likely be much more affordable. Another option is to purchase an ACA plan. ACA stands for the Affordable Care Act. Many entrepreneurs get health coverage through the federal or a state health insurance marketplace. It depends on the state where you live. These were all established by the ACA, and you can learn a lot more at healthcare.gov. The marketplaces or exchanges sell ACA qualified medical and dental plans that meet certain rules, like offering essential minimum benefits and not having coverage caps. However, in general, you can only buy a marketplace health plan during an annual open enrollment period. It lasts from November 1 to January 15. However, there are certain life events like losing health coverage, moving to a new state, getting married, or starting a family, they may qualify you to enroll or to even change your marketplace plan outside of the open enrollment period. So if you left a job and you no longer have health insurance, you qualify to shop for a marketplace health plan. However, if you've been uninsured before starting your business, you must wait for open enrollment, unless you have a qualifying life event. But I'm going to tell you about other options you can purchase any time of the year in just a moment. So when you shop for ACA qualified health plans, the application helps you determine if you qualify for a premium tax credit. That reduces your monthly payments based on your household's modified adjusted gross income and your family size. If you have a low income, you'll also know if you're eligible for free or low-cost coverage through your state's Medicaid and CHIP program. CHIP is Children's Health Insurance Program. That's coverage for children. In general, if your household income is 100 to 400% of your state's poverty level, you will qualify for a tax credit, but it's based on a sliding scale. For example, if you're single and you earn less than about $58,000, or you have a family of 4 and earn less than about $120,000, your premiums may be reduced, but those who earn less are going to have higher credits. If you earn over the income threshold, you do not qualify for a subsidy and must pay full price for insurance. Now, once you choose a marketplace plan, you have to estimate your net self-employment income for the year you need coverage, not the prior year. So it can be a little tricky, but it's important to understand that if your income estimate is too low, you'll qualify for lower marketplace health insurance premiums, but will eventually have to repay any excess subsidy on your next tax return. And if you overestimate your income, your premiums will be higher, but you'll likely get a refund on your next tax return or a credit on your next tax return. So try to be as accurate as possible so you don't have a large unexpected tax bill. Another great option is to purchase a self-funded plan. So as a business owner, you've got more options for health coverage. For example, Solo Health Collective is a nationwide PPO network plan that's designed exclusively for self-employed business owners. And you can learn much more at hbgsolo.com. So to establish a plan, you do have to be a sole proprietor with an EIN, which is an employer identification number, and you have to pass a quick health questionnaire. Although everyone may not be eligible, if you're generally healthy, Solo Health Collective may be a more affordable option. They offer 3 PPO plans with deductibles of $2,500, $5,000, or $10,000. Similar to ACA plans, an HBG Solo Health Plan covers preventive services prior to and after you meet your deductible, and it has no annual or lifetime limits on benefits. Unlike ACA plans, Solo's deductibles are the same as your out-of-pocket maximums. So that means once you hit your deductible, claims for covered services are generally paid 100%. Plus, you can choose from 2 HSA-eligible options, allowing you to save even more money by paying your deductible and any out-of-pocket costs using a tax-free health savings account that you set up and control. I've done a lot of podcasts about HSAs, so if that's something that's of interest, be sure to go back in the archive and check out previous episodes that they will give you a lot more information about health savings accounts. So I recommend comparing a couple of health plan options so you fully understand the coverage range and prices. Health insurance can be expensive. There's no getting around that, but it pales when compared to potentially massive medical bills you could face after an accident or significant illness. So definitely make getting a good health plan a top priority when you're self-employed. All right, the second benefit that many self-employed people will need is life insurance. Many employers offer term life insurance with a benefit that's 1 or 2 times your annual salary with an option to purchase more. However, they typically cancel your policy at the end of the month you leave your job. So first, Figure out if you need life insurance when you become self-employed. Its purpose is to protect anyone who depends on you financially, like a spouse, partner, child, or an aging parent after your death. If you have a young family, you likely need life insurance at least 10 times your annual income. If you're in relatively good health, finding an affordable life policy may be easier and way less expensive than you think. There are two main types of life insurance. You've got term and permanent. Term insurance provides a benefit on the death of the policy owner for a set period, like 10 years or 20 years. It's inexpensive and it gives you the most benefit for the dollar. For example, if you're in your 30s and in good health, a 20-year, $500,000 policy may cost about $200 a year. Now, the other main type is permanent life. This provides a death benefit no matter when you die. It includes various products like whole, universal, and variable life, which accumulate a cash value differently. While permanent costs much more than term, if you have dependents who need support no matter when you die, a permanent life policy may be essential for their financial futures. All right, the third benefit I'm going to recommend you get when you become self-employed is disability insurance. Disability is another coverage you typically purchase through an employer that will get canceled when you leave your job. It's often overlooked by the self-employed, but it is essential. Did you know that 1 in 4 of today's 20-year-olds will become disabled before reaching retirement age? And I want you to remember that health insurance pays a portion of your medical bills, but not your living expenses. It's not going to pay for housing or food if you can't work for an extended period. A disability policy pays a percentage of your gross income, maybe 60 or 70%, if you can't work due to a covered disability, illness, or accident. Some states offer a disability program for workers and the self-employed who pay into the system. So if you can get disability coverage from your state, it may be less expensive than a private policy, but you should definitely shop and compare both options. And the fourth benefit you need when you become self-employed is a retirement plan. You have excellent options to invest for the future, even when you don't have a day job with a 401k. So consider the following tax-advantaged retirement plans for entrepreneurs. First, you've got a traditional IRA, which stands for Individual Retirement Account. That's for anyone with earned income or a spouse with income if you file taxes jointly. Traditional IRA contributions are tax deductible, which reduces the amount of income that you have to pay tax on. The only downside is that if you or a spouse also participate in a workplace retirement plan, like a 401k or a 403b, some or all of your traditional IRA contributions may not be tax deductible. IRAs have low annual contribution limits compared to other retirement options for the self-employed. For 2024, you can contribute up to $7,000 or $8,000 if you're over 50. You can also use a Roth IRA. That's for anyone with earned income up to certain limits. Roth contributions are taxed, but withdrawals during retirement are entirely tax-free. You get the full tax benefit even if you or a spouse participate in a retirement plan at work. For 2024, you can contribute up to $7,000 or $8,000 if you're over 50 to a traditional or a Roth IRA. And again, you do have to meet an income limit for the Roth IRA. Another great option, which is the one I use, is a SEP IRA, and SEP is Simplified Employee Pension. It's basically an IRA for anyone self-employed with or without employees. Contributions can only come from an employer. Employees can never contribute their own money. So, as a business owner, you choose the amount to contribute each year. For 2024, you can make SEP IRA contributions for each of your employees, including yourself, up to 25% of compensation for a maximum of $69,000. And the last option we'll cover for the self-employed is a solo 401k. This is for anyone self-employed with no employees other than a spouse. So as both the employer and the employee in your business, you can make both kinds of contributions, allowing you to contribute more than with any other retirement account. For 2024, on the employee side of a solo 401k, you can contribute as much as 100% of your salary, up to $23,000 or up to $30,500 if you're over 50. Plus, as the employer, you can contribute up to 25% of compensation if your total contributions don't exceed $69,000 or $76,500 if you're over 50. If you need help setting up a retirement plan or information about using multiple plans properly, be sure to contact a qualified tax accountant. They can help you maximize tax benefits for your business and retirement accounts. The bottom line is that you don't need a traditional job to enjoy an excellent benefits package. In fact, when you create your own, you can customize it any way you like. The benefits here aren't the only ones you may need. For instance, you could need business or commercial auto insurance, depending on your entrepreneurial work. Do your homework, shop around, and factor the cost of self-employed benefits into your business. Don't let creating your own benefits package be a stumbling block to becoming an entrepreneur. Before we go, here's a quick reminder to subscribe to The Money Stack, my weekly newsletter, when you visit lauradadams.com. It's filled with money tips, tools, news, challenges, and things I enjoy. You can subscribe for free or support the show by becoming a paid member with access to live educational events. That's all for now. I'll talk to you soon. Until then, here's to living a richer life. Money Girl is a quick and dirty tips podcast, and I want to thank our fantastic team. Steve Rickyberg audio engineers the show. Brandon Gachus is our director of podcasts. Holly Hutchins is our digital operations specialist. Morgan Christensen is our advertising operations specialist. And Davina Tomlin is our marketing and publicity associate.